Good evening and welcome to our informational meeting about our two-way dual language program. Our program is beginning in the grade of kindergarten and going all the way through to the end of 5th grade. I want to welcome all the parents that are here today, coming to invest in our program, see what it's all about. Next slide, please. And one more. Thank you. All right, so why the dual language program? To begin with, the dual language program is an additive program. And what that means, it supports a student's first language as well as the development of a second language. It addresses academic needs of students, it builds biliteracy skills, and it also builds cross-cultural awareness. When we say that it's additive, traditional bilingual programs are subtractive, meaning that we want to have the students build their English skills and they lose their first language. In this case, it's a Spanish language. And so our program is not like that. It is not subtractive. In fact, it's additive, which means that they are going to build up their English skills as well as their Spanish skills simultaneously. Next slide, please. The benefits of bilingualism and biliteracy dual language programs. Students in our program will meet academic benchmarks. There's increasing academic achievement, and they're closing the achievement gap between our ELLs and our English native speakers. It's reducing high school dropout rates as well. The students in these programs enhance academic and linguistic competence in both languages, and they achieve as well, or if not better, than their monolingual peers. And this is in regards to across the curricular. It can be in their language arts classes, in their math classes. They develop skills in collaboration and cooperation as well. They're working together. Next slide. Again, benefits continued of bilingualism and biliteracy. Students develop a greater flexibility in problem solving. They enhance the appreciation of other cultures' languages. Since we do have a 50-50 split of English native speakers and Spanish native speakers, they get to learn about each other's cultures and embrace and accept and really rejoice in both cultures. There's an increased employment in a global economy. With today's students, knowing two languages is essential. The students that are going to finish our program will be bilingual, biliterate in both languages, which is just going to open up amazing job opportunities for these students. They also maintain and create an inclusive learning environment. Next, please. The key dual language program features. A dual language program integrates native English speakers and native speakers of another language. In this case, it is Spanish. As I previously mentioned, we are looking to have about 50% English students and 50% Spanish students. That way, there's not one language that is more dominant in the classroom. DLP supports high academic achievement. It promotes first and second language development. Encourages cross-cultural understanding for students. Language learning takes place primarily through content instruction. This is a key feature. Our students won't have a Spanish class or a certain time set aside for English. They'll be learning both Spanish and English across the curriculum, in their science class, in their history, pretty much in all their core subjects, all their electives. Language acquisition will be happening at the same time as content instruction. Academic subjects are taught to all students through both English and Spanish. One keynote to emphasize here is that they will never be used simultaneously. One will be through one language and then another will be through another language. We'll never split it during the same lesson for English and Spanish. One lesson is going to be completely instructed in English. Another lesson could be completely instructed in Spanish. There won't be a combination of the two languages at the same time. Next slide, please. Our program model is what we call a 90-10. Next, please. And what this means is that the language distribution is separated between a 90% to 10% ratio. In the beginning years, if you look over here, in kindergarten, the students start with 90% of their instruction in Spanish and 10% of the instructional day is in English. As they progress in years, going across grades kindergarten through to grade 5, you can see that the amount of Spanish instruction decreases while the amount of English instruction increases. And then by the time they get to 4th grade, they are at a 50% ratio. 50% of the day is spent in English, 50% of the day is spent in Spanish. And as the English parents, I don't want you to stress about 90% of the day happening in Spanish in the beginning years. Your students are coming in with a strong foundation in English to begin with, and what we need to do is bring up that foundation in Spanish. By having 90% of the day in Spanish and that 10% English, they're initially learning their literacy skills in Spanish, and they'll be able to transfer those skills into English. Students' reading skills typically are a little bit delayed in the first couple of years. However, studies have shown that with a dual language program, by about the age of grade 3, they are performing at the same level as their monolingual grade 3 peers, if not a little bit higher. So while there is that small developmental delay, it's not a long-lasting effect if you're able to follow this program through the duration. The effects are amazing for it, and its key factor is that they need that strong Spanish introduction at the beginning. You've already given them a great start in their home life, and what we need to do is give them a great start in their school life to build up those Spanish foundations and make them be able to be fluent in both. We want fluent, we want biliterate, by everything, really. So, percent of English increases every year until we're at a 50%. Students are integrated for all classroom instruction, meaning our Spanish-speaking students and our English-speaking students are together. They're there, they can learn from one another, and it's a great cohesive environment for them to be in. Next, please. Our vision statement. Our vision is for students to be prepared to meet the needs of our rapidly developing and globalized economy by becoming bilingual, biliterate, and bicultural. Our program will enable the students to achieve academic excellence in 2 languages while also attaining multicultural understanding that will allow them to embrace diversity, act responsibly, and positively contribute to our community. Next, please. Our mission statement. Our mission is to establish an environment that achieves equity for all students through a comprehensive curriculum that promotes high academic achievement in both English and Spanish. By setting strong standards and maintaining an environment that embraces diversity while striving for both academic and social excellence, we seek to equip our students with the essential knowledge, skills, and strategies that will enable them to be contributing members of a multi-ethnic, multicultural, and ever-changing global society. Next, please. Our application form. Anyone that is interested in participating in our dual language program needs to fill out an application form. On this, there's an area for your child's information, what grade they're going into, your information and email. On the other side, it gives us an idea of who your child is, what languages are spoken by your child, whether it's at home or out in the community, siblings that may also be enrolling, and a commitment to our program. It says continuous enrollment in the dual language program is important for students to succeed. It is important that your child remain in our schools for the entire kindergarten through 5th grade experience. Please sign below to show your commitment to having your child enrolled in the program through grade 5. And I can't stress the importance of this enough. As I mentioned earlier, there is a small delay in their English literacy because we are doing the majority of the day of the instruction in Spanish. However, with the commitment through to 5th grade, this is not the case. Your child will excel. Your child will succeed. The possibilities are endless when we bring up our children in a bilingual environment. So that is a key factor, is the commitment. If you're wanting your child enrolled in this but you feel as though you'll be moving in a year or 2, I might recommend you going into the regular courses, not the dual language program, only because to reap the full benefits of it, you really do need to be committed to the duration. And next, please. And our goal, bilingualism, biliteracy, and biculturalism. Our dual language program encompasses all of these factors, and it's a key part of our program. If there's any questions, please feel free to raise your hands. We can have a discussion. We'll be here for the next half an hour or so. Additionally, you can always email me or contact me at school. I'm here for you. Thank you.